Hey, what's up, guys? Run a bunch here, bringing you another installment of the most under the radar sports betting and sports talk show on YouTube. So, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. I don't want to keep you guys too long today. I know I said that yesterday, and the video ended up being long, but I honestly can't see my time when I'm screen sharing, so I have a hard time keeping track of where I am. So, apologies for that. So, let's go ahead and get right into the show today. Uh, First, I'm going to bring you a MLB pick. I actually have one today, unlike yesterday. I didn't really like the matchups yesterday, and that turned out to be correct because the games I was thinking about all turned out wrong. So good thing I did not give them to you guys, and good thing I did not take them myself. So let's go ahead and pull it up here on, let's see, that's not Major League Baseball. That is loading basketball. That's really strange. Hold on. Now. There we go. Let's go ahead and scroll down here to the matchup. All right, guys. So my first game of the day is going to be the Texas Rangers money line versus the Cincinnati Reds. And my reasoning for this, as you can see here, the Texas Rangers are 8-5 overall in spring training so far this season, and they are a solid 5-2 at home. And the Reds over here, you can see, are 5-11 so far in spring training, which is pretty bad. And they are only 2-4 on the road, which is also not ideal. The Texas Rangers have actually won 4 of their last 5 games. And that 5th game was actually a tie, not a loss. So technically they haven't lost any of their last 5. They've won 4 and tied 1. I like the Rangers a lot to continue their streak on this spring training season so far. And as you can see here, I'd actually got the Rangers at -120 here on DraftKings, but it's already moved up to -125. And it looks like it's moving up in other places because this -125 is actually the best line you can get. And the Rangers also have 59% of the tickets. So obviously people are kind of riding on the favorite, which makes sense. But I really like them tonight against a struggling Cincinnati team. So that's pretty much all I have for Major League Baseball. So I'm going to move on to the NBA. I have 2 NBA picks for this evening. Oh yeah, that Major League Baseball pick, that was this evening. What time was that game? Hold on. I apologize. That game was at like 7 something, I think. Once again, not really loading very fast. Once again, took me to actual NBA. Apologies. Let's see, what time was that game? Well, that game's at 9:05 p.m. tonight, so you guys have plenty of time to get on that one. Okay, moving to NBA. Gonna move a little bit quicker here. Let's see. So this is going to be my first game here. And this is actually going to be my lock of the day. I'm taking the Oklahoma City Thunder +7 versus the Atlanta Hawks. And my reasoning for this, Oklahoma City is actually an impressive 21-17-1 against the spread this season, despite being 17-23 overall, which actually tells me that despite the fact that they're losing some games, they're keeping them very close. Teams that are winning are not necessarily covering their spread. The Oklahoma City Thunder are good at covering spreads, even though they're losing, which tells me they are a reasonably good underdog bet. I think that's honestly going to be the case here tonight against Atlanta, obviously. The Hawks are just kind of an average 18-19-1 against the spread, which is pretty middle of the pack to below average in the NBA. And I think this spread is kind of hyped up towards Atlanta because Atlanta is on a win streak right now, about 5 or 6 games, but 3 of those games have been against some of the worst teams in the NBA, like the Rockets, the Cavaliers, the Kings, teams that aren't necessarily good. I think they're a little bit, I think that's a little bit inflated because of that. So Oklahoma City tends to play like an annoying defensive scheme, and a lot of teams don't like it, and they don't play well against it. And I think that will keep this game close. So this is my lock of the day today. So heading back here, let's go ahead and head back to the NBA menu. My other NBA game. Also, that game is tonight at 7:30, by the way. And this next game I'm picking is also at 7:30 tonight, so you guys have plenty of time to pick those games. I'm taking the New York Knicks -5 versus the Orlando Magic. My reasoning for this, despite only being 20-21 here on the season, the Knicks are also 22-17 against the spread, which tells me that they're good at covering and they keep games close. They are sitting at 8th in the Eastern Conference, and they've lost 3 of their last 5 games, but 3 of those losses were to the 76ers, the Bucks, and the Nets, which I believe as of right now are the 3 top teams in the East. So, 3 of those losses are against very, very good competition. So I don't necessarily blame them for that. And in 2 of those losses, they even covered. So they're a good covering team. And the Magic are very, very bad. They're 13-26 on the season, which is one of the worst records in the NBA. And honestly, they're not much better against the spread either. I think they're like 17-22 or something like that. So they're a little bit of the opposite of the Knicks. I really like them to just handle the business here. And I think it looks to me like odds makers do too, because -5 is currently the best line that you can get. That it's on FanDuel and DraftKings, but some places like BetMGM, it's already going up to -5.5. And they also have a lot of the tickets. So I think a lot of people like the Knicks as well. So that is going to wrap up my NBA for today. My NCAA, this is going to be the last picks I make today is going to be NCAA. I don't like any of the hockey picks tonight, and I don't like any of the soccer games today either. So I'm going to avoid those. So tonight, I want to let you guys know, I already kind of explained this in the last episode, so you can go back to the last episode from yesterday to hear my reasoning for these 2 picks. But I had Drake -1 versus Wichita State, which has already jumped to -2 in a lot of places. And I also have UCLA +2 versus Michigan State, which has actually jumped to +2.5 on DraftKings and FanDuel as of right now. So I would definitely get on that because those odds are actually better. I actually put a parlay together today that had the +2.5 instead of the +2. But those are my picks for tonight. And like I said, you can go to the last episode to get those picks. And Drake plays at 6:27 tonight, and UCLA plays at 9:57 p.m. tonight. So all these picks are later in the evening, so that way you guys can get on and get those odds. And I'm going to have some picks for tomorrow. Let's get on here real quick. So Friday, March 19th. And the reason I'm giving you guys these picks today is because these are earlier in the day, and I don't think I'll have an episode out in time. So let's see here. Yeah, my first pick for tomorrow is going to be Utah State +4 versus Texas Tech. And this game is at 1:45 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Reason why I'm getting this pick out now. Utah State is 20-11 on the season and an okay 15-11 against the spread. While Texas Tech is 17-10 on the season, and they're pretty bad against the spread. They're 10-17. And I've personally watched the Texas Tech Red Raiders play several times this season, including 2 games to West Virginia that were played very close. They should have probably won those games, but they didn't. West Virginia ended up outlasting them in the end. They're like I said, they're bad at closing games, which they're against the spread record proves because Texas Tech's been pretty decent all season. So it tells me that they play close games and they can't match their cover, which they're typically favored because they're good. So that tells me that Utah State has a pretty good chance tonight to cover because they're decent against the spread and they're not necessarily favored in a lot of their games. So I like Utah State to cover tomorrow, and this might even be a potential win for Utah State. A lot of people are on Utah State to even just win this game outright. I'm not sure if I'm necessarily there yet, but I do like what they have to offer. I should have a video coming out tomorrow, actually, tomorrow morning, about 5 teams that I think can make upsets in round 1. So that'll be coming out tomorrow, and Utah State might be featured in that episode. So down here, you can see most places it's at +4. Bet America has it at +4.5. I don't really know much about the website, so but everyone else pretty much has Texas Tech at -4 as well. So not a whole lot of disparity here. And Utah State actually has 52% of the betting lines here, so the public is genuinely agreeing with that +4. So definitely watch out for that game. So my last pick, going to be the second game for tomorrow. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and get it to Friday, March 19th. All right. Down here, okay. I like Oregon State plus 8.5 versus Tennessee. My reasoning for this: Oregon State 17-12 on the season, and they are also 19-9 against the spread, which is pretty solid. Tennessee, even though they're the higher seed in this case, they're 18-8, and they are also only 13-12-1 against the spread, which kind of like the Texas Tech thing. This spread tells me that the Vols win close games, not blowouts. And Oregon State is especially hot off a Pac-12 championship they just won on a tournament run. So they've got like a 5 or 6 game win streak going on for them. So I really like them to cover that plus 8.5 spread that is actually jumping. I expect this spread to be about plus 9 by tomorrow at 4:30 when they play. So I like them to cover this game, and Oregon State is also a team that can win this game. So definitely be on the lookout for them as well. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap up my picks. Just a quick recap of what we did yesterday. Yesterday didn't necessarily go in our favor. Went 1-2, but that makes us 5-3 on the week. So we're still over 500 for the week. Yeah, Richmond just kind of surprised me in terms of Toledo. Toledo is just not the same Toledo team that played 3 weeks ago, man. They just do not look the same. And of course, my soccer pick did not go the way I expected it to. I think Chelsea ended up just being the better team. I thought there was a decent chance that would go as a tie. Why I said there'd be a double chance, but that's sports betting for you. Sometimes things just don't happen the way you expect them to. That happens probably half the time. But the lock of the day did win. The Brooklyn Nets took care of business against the Pacers like I thought. I really didn't understand why the spread changed so much. So if you guys got them at plus 0.5, then that's awesome because they won by like about 10 points, I think. So it kind of worked out for everyone in the end. But yeah, lock of the day is 6-5 and on a 2-game win streak. So that is just awesome. So that's going to wrap things up real quick. Last day to put in your final 4 picks in the comments. Don't really have any final 4 picks so far. You guys are just, leaving potential free money on the table, which is fine with me. I get to keep my $5 or whatever, but I would like to see some of your guys' picks in the comments below. And also don't forget about my referral proposal. I talked about it yesterday some, but there are some referral links going to be in the description for DraftKings and FanDuel if you guys are new to both of those sites and I have somehow inspired you to be in sports betting. So go ahead and go check those out, and you guys will earn some money and I'll earn some money. So helping you guys help me out, helping you. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap things up. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good Thursday evening, you sports betting and sports fanatics out there, and cue the outro.